G'day, how you going? This is going to be a desensitizing video. The desensitizing tool I'm using is the stick and bag. So it's pretty common, I think. You see other people using like a flag, press the bag in the flag or something like that. It's just pretty much something that is quite foreign, creates a weird noise, moves weird, creates a bit of energy. And I'm going to use that I'm going to introduce it to my horse and use it as a tool to quiet my horses down, get them used to things moving around them, scary objects. And I'm going to use it on this horse that's just coming in now. It's come to me for pre-training. It's been broken in, but don't really know much about it. So I'm going to use today as a bit of a way to get to know it. I'm going to be looking to see how hard it is for me to get the horse's attention and how hard it is for me to move its feet around. I'm going to be using a plastic bag as well as a bit, like I said, it's a bit of an impulsion tool to get the horse to move around me. And I'm also going to be using a stick on the end of the bag once the horse starts moving around, getting control of its feet. I'm going to use it as a desensitizing tool to start touching it all over its body, see if it's got any touchy spots, see if the horse looks to kick out, whatever it might be. But at the start of when I'm going to desensitize my horses, if I've got a young breaker in or a horse like this, I'm going to use, like I said, use the stick and bag as an impulsion tool, and my timing is going to be a little bit off. So what I mean by that is I'm going to be nagging at my horse a little bit with the bag, so it gets a little bit dull to the movement of it until eventually I'm going to start desensitizing it. So you'll see as I'm going through it, I'm going to start yield the horse's hindquarters, moving around me, sort of lunging it, get a bit of a feel for how hard it is in the head collar to control. And as I go, I'm going to start, like I said, I'm going to nag the horse a little bit with the bag, so I desensitize it to the bag until I get to the point where the horse is standing still and I can move the bag all around it. So I'm just going to send the horse off around me. Just get a bit of a feel for how hard it is to control the head collar. It seems quite respectful to the head collar. Start implementing the different cues I use to lunge the horse around. So when I said about my timing's going to be off my bag and I'm just going to be nagging it a bit. So what I mean by that is, whilst I'm using the bag as an impulsion tool, I'm going to be moving the bag around whilst the horse is still moving. So usually when you want the horse to move away from either, your object, or if you're riding a horse, you're holding its side, or whatever it might be, when the horse moves, you want to take that pressure away to reward the forward movement. The horse understand that's what you're looking for. So whilst I'm using a plastic bag to move my horse forwards, as it's moving forwards, I'm just going to be moving the stick and bag around, creating this noise, so the horse starts to get desensitized to this bag moving. Now as the horse is moving around me, I'm going to start using the plastic bag to yield those hindquarters around. See if I can get it to start facing up to me. Sort of shortening that lead, tightening up that circle, and straightening that plastic bag, putting a bit of pressure on its hip. If it turns around and faces me, stops moving its feet and giving me two eyes, I'm going to take that bag away and reward that response. So this is the start of the desensitizing. So this is where my timing of releasing the bag and releasing the pressure starts coming in to reward the stop. So whilst I'm using the bag, like it says, an impulsion tool to get the horse to move, when he does give me the right response I want, which is to stand, give me two eyes, to stop moving his feet, I'm going to take that bag away. I'm going to start changing directions here. Using that bag to move him off. Just going to nag him with this bag a little bit here as well, just to try and desensitize him to it. As he starts going around, I'm going to be more confident in what he's like. I'm going to start tightening up that circle, bringing him in a bit closer. Put a bit more pressure on his hip. And see if you can find the answer to this pressure from the bag. That answer being, turn around, give me two eyes and stop moving your feet. So, there we go. So you give that response, which is what I'm after. Take the bag away, change directions. This is a good start. Like sometimes if you get your horse in, you want to desensitize with a plastic bag and stick. Quite often it'll just keep, if the horse got plenty of energy, it's tensions elsewhere, it'll start moving around and you sort of find a bit of a losing balance, try and make your horse sort of look and stand still. But using it as an impulsion drill, and you're moving the horse around you, burning off some of that energy, quite often your horse will end up finding the answer to get the bag to stop moving by himself. And at the same time, you're getting the horse to yield his hindquarters away from you, which is also the start of you know, you yielding the hindquarters, breaking down those body parts on the ground. And it saves you sort of in a situation where you're asking the horse to try and stand still, which is, you know, the alternative to this is you try and bag your horse down by having the horse stand there. When he stops moving his feet, you take it away. So, you know, you try, in this instance, you're killing two birds with one stone. You're getting the horse to lunge and move around, burn off a bit of that energy. But at the same time, when you give you the correct response of what you're after when it comes to essentially, you know, you're sensitizing your horse, you want it to stop moving its feet and face up to you and stand still, you can reward that too. So you're getting that impulsion drill, you're getting the horse to lunge around you, you're getting to sort of feel how good the horse is as far as how it wants to yield and respond to that head collar. You can see how easy it is for you to move that horse's feet around, how reactive it is. But because your timing is there, once the horse starts moving around, whilst your timing to take the bag away, you know, rewards the horse when it stops moving its feet and facing up to you, very quickly you'll start, the horse will get dulled with the sticking bag, and it'll start, you know, becoming easier and easier just to desensitize it and have it stand still for you. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is you can use your horse's natural feel of the bag to get it to move around and start lunging, using those hindquarters, get control of it. And if you change the timing a little bit of when you take it away, you can also use it as a desensitizing exercise as well. So like I said, you know, your timing being whilst you're shaking the bag around and having the horse move and understanding the cues of what you're asking it to do when it comes to lunging and that first initial point up to the direction you want it to go and have the horse move off. By nagging the horse to the bag and moving the bag around whilst it's still lunging around you, and then taking the bag away when the horse stops moving its feet and facing up to you, you can still essentially use it as a desensitizing exercise at the same time. So by changing your timing of when you release the pressure and what you reward when the horse faces up to you, you can also, like I said, you can sort of kill two birds with one stone. So you are getting the horse to move off, getting a bit of a feel for how it is, how it lunges, how much it reacts to different energy around it. And when it stops and faces up to you, stops moving its feet, you take your bag away, you're rewarding that stop, you're rewarding it facing up and giving you two eyes, and timing that you took that bag away also acts as desensitizing too. So once your horse starts burning off a little bit of that energy and moving around, it's probably more likely to want to stand still when you're looking to desensitizing. So like I said, you're moving it around, the horse stops moving its feet, you can take the bag away, start rewarding that and building on that response. And, you know, from what I can tell about this horse early on now, it's probably already been desensitised to a certain degree with a sticking bag. It's not too worried about it, to be fair. It's a good sort of opportunity for me, just also, like I said, to get to know a horse that I've never worked with before, and to see what touchy spots there are and how well I can get it to move around me. And also start the early process of desensitising him. And then when I get closer and start working with him with the roller or the lead rope or putting my hands on him, I can have a bit of an idea of what he's going to react like, and if he gets a fright from somewhere out you know, in the round yard or in between his yard when I'm leading him, I've got a bit of an idea of what his response is going to be like and how reactive the horse is. So yeah.